building that normally holds 51,153 when it's sold out, but today will hold 56,000 plus, as they have sold 5,000 standing room tickets. I'm Sam Nover. Working with me today is the former Kansas City All-Pro quarterback Len Dawson. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Oilers. What more could you ask for, Len?
Well, what a difference a few wins will make with this crowd, and you're going to be hearing it all afternoon long. These two teams are very similar. They're both very physical football teams, and you can look for a lot of hard hitting this afternoon.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have these kinds of games and have had them in the past for a number of years. This was about 6 weeks ago, a Monday night in Pittsburgh. The Houston Oilers with the upset 24-17. The Oilers don't play important games very often. This may be one of the biggest in the history of the franchise.
Well, also the Pittsburgh Steelers have never been defeated twice by the same team in their conference since they merged back in 1970. They don't like to lose twice in a row.
And the Steelers will receive to start the football game. Tony Fritsch has placed the ball on the kicking tee. Larry Anderson, number 30, in the deep receiving spot for the Steelers. There you see him. And we are underway. Line drive to Anderson at the 8. 20. 25, gets to the outside. A marker is down. He reaches midfield into Houston territory at the 43-yard line, but a penalty flag is down.
You can tell right away, Sam, what this game is all about and how important it is to both teams. Pittsburgh really coming out with a 58-yard return of that first opening kickoff, but it's going to go back because of a penalty.
Referee Pat Haggerty, the rest of the officials, the umpire is Al Conway, the head linesman Walt Peters, the line judge is Vern Marshall, the back judge is Jim Poole, side judge Dick Freed, and the field judge Bob Lewis.
66.
A clipping penalty against the Steelers on the run back will nullify a great effort by Larry Anderson.
Clipping number 66.
And the call is against number 66, Ted Peterson. The Steelers put it in play now at their own 15-yard line. Bradshaw, the quarterback. Franco Harris for a couple of yards, jammed up by the middle. Let's set that offensive unit for the Steelers. Bradshaw, the quarterback. Franco Harris, Rocky Bleier, the setbacks.
Well, Franco Harris is the man we better keep our eye on, number 32. He's the key to that running attack, but the last game he played last week, he had to leave in the second half because of a pinched nerve in his shoulder.
From the 17, second down, 8. Bleier on the wing to the left. Franco, the lone setback. Harris again. Runs into Robert Brazile on the top and James Young on the bottom. And to say the Oilers are gunned up would be an understatement.
Well, you can tell what's happening here.
The receivers, Stallworth, Swann, and Grossman. Benny Cunningham not available, the normal tight end.
Number 88, wide receiver Lynn Swann, as we mentioned in the pregame show, he is the key man to that passing attack. You're going to see Bradshaw going to him quite a bit this afternoon.
Third down, 9 at the Pittsburgh 21. Stallworth goes wide left. Swann to the right. Now Grossman flops strong side right. Excellent protection for Bradshaw. Has a man. It's Swann, and he can't hold on. A flag is down at the 30-yard line. Bradshaw hit Swann at about the 34, but a penalty marker is down. Lynn could not hold on to the football.
Well, as I said, just got through saying he likes to go to Swann. It could be defensive interference, chucking beyond that 5-yard mark. A big break for the Steelers when Houston is all pumped up and had them stopped right away.
Well, Swann will drive him crazy everywhere he goes, and he'll surely draw double coverage.
We have illegal contact, number 52.
Illegal contact. That would be the double chuck. As you look at the offensive line, Cove, Davis, Webster, Mullins, and Ray Tinney replaces Larry Brown again.
Number 52, Mike Webster. He's got a big responsibility of handling number 78, Curley Culp of Houston.
First down, Pittsburgh at their own 21. Bleier, 3 very, very difficult yards. Stopped by Greg Bingham, 54. Ted Washington, 59. There's the defensive down lineman of the Oilers, young Culp and Elvin Buffet. And Lenny, you talked about Culp.
I'm talking about Curley Culp because he's over the nose guard. If he can occupy 2 or 3 of those offensive linemen, he'll give the offense fits. But if that center can handle him, then they can handle Houston's defensive line.
Gain of 3 by Bleier, second down 7. Harris on the pitch. Reverses his field, nowhere to go. At the 25, he is buried by Young, 77. Brazile, 52.
Well, I tell you, are they ready to play? They certainly are. Pitch out to the top of your screen, and you can see that defensive line just moving in pursuit. 65, Elvin Buffet is there. 78, Curley Culp I was talking about. 4 blue shirts around that man. When that happens, they're going to shut it down.
Third down 5. Bradshaw in his second passing situation of the day. Brazile, Bingham, Kiner, and Washington.
Well, you saw
big and very physical.
52, Robert Brazile, considered as good as any in the National Football League at the outside linebacking position.
Bradshaw on third down. As Swann almost intercepted by Willie Alexander. We are having some audio difficulties here at the Astrodome. We apologize to you, and we are working on it.
Terry Bradshaw going to who I said he's going to go to, and that's number 88, Lynn Swann. They're double covering Lynn Swann. They're quite aware of his ability. Good protection. He's going to him, but number 19, Willie Alexander, could have come up with the interception.
Tennessee rookie Craig Colquitt standing back at his own 12-yard line. He is the 7th leading punter in the AFC, and he is kicking to Robert Woods, a rookie out of Grambling. Woods at the 28, 30, and down at the 32-yard line. Number 39, Rick Moser, and number 35, Jack Delaplane combined to put him down. And so the Oilers go on offense for the first time today, a 46-yard punt and a 4-yard return.
Well, you can see the coverage of Pittsburgh, how they feel, and the fans are getting things really riled up here. Pastorini, Campbell, and Tim Wilson, number 34. He's the man they're going to give it to, Earl Campbell.
They split. Kenny Burrow, wide left. Slot Mike Renfro off to the right in the I formation. Campbell wears number 34. Tim Wilson is the upback. Campbell to the 35-yard line, picking up 3 perhaps on the carry. Stopped by 51, Lauren Taves. As you look at the offensive receivers, Burrow, Renfro, Barber has developed into a fine tight end, a second-year man out of Louisiana Tech.
That's the man to look for, 86, Mike Barber, because he possesses great speed for a tight end. He's capable of beating these men deep. They're going to be double covering the outside on Burrow and Renfro. He's the man to watch.
Second down 8. Play action, Pastorini. Throws it down to Barber, and it's intercepted by Wagner at the 30. 35 to the 40 and brought down. And just as Len Dawson said a moment ago, Barber was the man they were looking for.
Well, they were looking for double coverage, and they did have double coverage, but Mike Wagner, number 23, played the ball beautifully. Play action pass by Dan Pastorini, faking the ball to Campbell coming in, hoping to hold that defensive line. Now going deep, and Wagner's coming into the picture. He's not there, but is now. Barber was open for a second, but when the ball travels that far, a defensive man is capable of getting under it.
So the Steelers have it in excellent field position when we come back. Sam Nover, Len Dawson at the Astrodome, the second interception of the year for Mike Wagner, who had one great day in the Monday night loss to Houston 6 weeks ago. Steelers now from their own 43 have it first down. Bleier to midfield, a gain of 9 on the carry. There's our first final of the day. Miami has blanked Washington 16-0, just about killed any hopes the Redskins had.
Well, after last week's loss to the New York Jets, Miami coming back to it, a shutout, which when you shut any team in the National Football League out, you've done a super job defensively.
Here's another one. Green Bay, 17-7 over Tampa Bay. Gain of 9 by Bleier, second down 1. Franco on the pitch. Washington, number 59, the 6-year man out of Mississippi, put him away. The Jets have beaten Baltimore.
They're still in the running for it. On that last play, number 59, Ted Washington, did a great job making sure that 32 Franco Harris did not get outside. Boy, they're handling the run very well so far, with the exception of Rocky Bleier's 8-yard run.
Well, like the Steelers are keen on Campbell today, you can rest assured that Houston will key on Franco.
Well, that's for sure. He's the key to that running attack of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You better key on him.
So the Steelers moments ago had it 2nd down and a long 1. They're now 3rd down and 5.
And this is a passing situation for Bradshaw.
Got a man. It's complete at the 47-yard line. It's tight end Randy Grossman, I believe, in the grasp of Greg Stemrick. But that'll be a Steeler 1st down. Let's look at it.
He was looking for a 1st down all the way. He's looking at his receiver all the way, as you can see right here, looking for number 84, Randy Grossman. Great coverage, really. This is just a fine throw and an excellent reception with the man hanging all over your back.
Well, the Steelers lose some blocking when Benny Cunningham is not available because of a 35-pound difference between Cunningham and Grossman, but they don't lose a thing on hands. Grossman's got a great care of them. 1st down, Pittsburgh at the Houston 46. Stallworth. Incomplete. Bradshaw threw it in behind him on a crossing pattern. He had Stallworth, but he threw it in behind him.
Yeah, that was not a very good throw by Bradshaw. He didn't put it out in front because John Stallworth, 82, had a step on the defense. Had the ball been out there, it could have been 6.
How about this for a shocker? The Bengals, who played Houston very tough here in the Dome last Sunday, blasted Atlanta right out of the NFC playoff chances, 37-7
I think also in that ball game, quarterback Kenny Anderson injured in that ball game and probably out for the season.
Well, they didn't need him. They returned 3 intercepted passes for touchdowns today. 2nd down 10 from the Houston 46. Bleier 20, Harris 32, the running backs in the pro set. That's Rocky. It's about 4 yards before he runs into Curley Culp, number 78. Boy, they jam it up there tough in the middle.
Boy, the pit is going to be tough in there. You see Curley Culp is in the middle of there. Number 54, Greg Bingham in there. Brazile is in there, and they put this shot on Rocky Bleier. He knows when you go in there, you're going to take a few licks.
That is no place for the faint of heart, is it? The Rams in a squeaker over the Giants, 20-17 at the Meadowlands in New Jersey today. And Los Angeles clinches a playoff spot in the NFC. 3rd down 7 here for Bradshaw. Bingham, 54, is the man who finally put him away.
That was number 65, Elvin Buffet, who applied the pressure, chased him out of the pocket. A real big play by Houston. But you can see Bradshaw going back, and he's going to have some pressure. I said you got to be able to control Curley Culp. They're doing a good job on him, cutting him there, but here comes Bingham, 54, up the middle. That's the one spot that you don't want to flush your quarterback, or the quarterback doesn't want to see coming, because there's no place to go.
Colquitt's 2nd punt of the afternoon, a high, short spiral. And it goes out of bounds. He shanked that one off the side of his foot in the neighborhood of the 30-yard line. So the rookie out of Tennessee does not exactly put Houston in a hole. The Oilers have it for the 2nd time on offense. We'll be back in just a moment.
Bowling's top men and women pros go head-to-head in the prestigious $100,000 AMF Grand Prix of Bowling. Live from Reno, Nevada, next Saturday on NBC.
Because of a knee injury to George Riener, the Oilers have really had to shuffle their offensive linemen. Heyman is normally a tackle on the other side. Morris Towns is normally a guard. 1st down, Houston. Campbell breaks the tackle into the secondary and gets the 1st down. Earl Campbell running for 11 yards off his own right side. And that is not an easy task. That's where Ham and Greenwood normally stay home.
Well, that's for sure. Number 75, Joe Greene's been playing very well. 58 is Ham. Coming in trying to make the tackle is number 29, Ron Johnson, the defensive cornerback, but he is trying to tackle a load in number 34, Earl Campbell. He just bowled his way for that 1st down.
Gain of 12 yards at the 43-yard line. Pastorini puts it back in play. Here's Campbell to the 46. Greene is on top. Wagner on the bottom. And the Down linemen for the Steelers should be recognizable names to most of you. Defensive left end, 68 L.C. Greenwood, Greene 75, Furness 64. Vanazak replaces White, but they will flip-flop today.
Yeah, and right now, number 78, White, is in the ball game. They'll probably play half, one half, another half, the other half.
Second down, 6 at the Houston 46-yard line. Renfro in motion. Campbell bobbles the pitch, and they bring him down. An excellent tackle. White, number 78, is the man who tripped him up, held him to a yard gain.
Yeah, I was talking about White, 78, doing a fine job there in Banaszak. They're not going to play one half and then the next half. They're going to be alternating. Linebacking core, great linebackers. I think 59, Jack Ham is the best in the National Football League.
Campbell goes out. Ronnie Coleman comes in. Coleman wears number 47, used frequently in third down passing situations, and that's what Pastorini has at the moment. The Steelers, with 5 defensive backs, bring in Tony Dungy. 3rd and 5. Intercepted by Lambert at midfield. And the Steelers with their second interception of Pastorini today. And they give the offense excellent field position. Jack Lambert with the interception.
Well, he's looking at his back all the way. He's looking for Ronnie Coleman.
And so for the 3rd time this afternoon, the Steelers go on offense. We still have no score in the Astrodome.
Here's that interception. Pastorini trying to go to his running back, Ronnie Coleman. He's looking at him all the way. Good pressure by 4 defensive linemen of Pittsburgh. But you see, he's looking at him all the way. Just a great interception by number 58, Jack Lambert. Only Lambert, with his type of speed, is capable of making those types of interceptions for a middle linebacker.
Pittsburgh first down at their own 49. No score in the game, first quarter. Harris goes outside. Has yardage inside the 45 and out of bounds in the neighborhood of the Houston 43-yard line. Bingham and Reinfeld ran him out, but Franco dipped the shoulder as if he was going inside and then cut it to the outside.
Take a look at this move of Franco Harris, 32. He really, right there, that push inside, it sucked him inside and he jumped outside. And because he has the speed that he has, he was able to get outside, and his running maneuverability got him down close to a first down.
Gain of 8 yards, second down 2. They split Stallworth wide left, Swann to the right. And thus far, it has been everything we expected. A defensive struggle. Franco for the first down and more inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Stopped there by Steve Kiner, 57. Here's the score, 4th quarter, Kansas City looking for their 2nd straight win, having upset San Diego last week, lead the Bills by 4.
You get that old running game going of Kansas City with the triple, or the wing T offense.
That must bring back memories, seeing Kansas City leading for a change, Len.
That's right. It's not unusual for Pittsburgh to be leading because no one has scored on him this year in the first quarter.
So from the Houston 38, they have it first down and 10. Harris on a slight delay, and Robert Brazile runs him down. Isn't he outstanding? Robert Brazile, the 4th-year man out of Jackson State, throws Franco for a 2-yard loss.
Well, I had mentioned earlier that many consider him as good as anybody in the league. Number 52, Robert Brazile, because he is so capable of coming up with great plays. He does it every week. He's doing it right now. Here is the speed, about a 4.5 or 4.6 40-yard speed for a linebacker.
Well, he came from the right side defensively and chased Franco down on the left side. And that tells you anything. Second down and 12. Steelers win. Ron Houston offside. Franco is down after a 2-yard gain. Ted Washington, number 59, and J.C. Wilson, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, number 33, combined to make the stop, but I believe Bradshaw, with a good cadence, drew Houston offside.
Somebody jumped offside. 27-21, Philadelphia over Minnesota. But in that ball game, Fran Tarkington, I think, set a record for completions in a single season.
In excess of 280, 290, it was 289.
It was 289.
That's a lot of completions.
And it's still the 3rd quarter.
Well, you know, George Finkel loves that. Hailing from Philadelphia, our producer. Let's listen. Offside, Houston. We're obviously having a bit of difficulty with the referee's microphone. Second down 7. They spot the ball on the Houston 35-yard line. Pitch to Franco. Cuts it out to the 30. First down, 25-yard line. It's thrown out of bounds. Ted Thompson, number 51, is the man who finally ran him out, but from ground level, watch Franco accelerate.
Number 74, Ray Penny, is the right tackle, and he's pulling out along with the offensive line, but he's going to get a key block coming up right here. There it is on Willie Alexander, enabling Franco to cut inside. That is timing. That's what you have to have on plays like that to gain yards.
10-yard gain on the carry. Alexander, a little bit wobbly, is still down at the 30-yard line. As you see the Cardinals under Bud Wilkinson with a 7-point lead over Detroit. That is late third quarter. Alexander is one of the original Houston Oilers, Lynn.
Well, I'll tell you, that is one of the toughest jobs that a cornerback has, is to come up and force when you got some big monstrous lineman coming after you, and you got to take him on. You weigh 190 pounds, and he weighs 260 or 70.
And so Alexander, under his own power, walks off to the far side of the field as you peek into the Steeler huddle. And over the shoulder of Ray Pitty. Don't forget, NBC has the Fiesta Bowl this year, Monday, December 25th, Christmas Day, Arkansas and UCLA. J.C. Wilson replaces Alexander. First down 10 at the Houston 25. Bradshaw to Swann, and it's through his hands at the 5-yard line. And they had not double coverage, but triple coverage is Swann.
Yeah, I know, and he took a shot because there were 3 men converging on that ball when it was thrown into a crowd.
Wow. And he does look like he is in pain. Lynn Swann down at the 5-yard line. They had triple coverage on Swann.
Well, what Terry was trying to do, I think, is force that ball into an area and try to get it in there because of his great arm.
And so while he is being attended to, Lynn Swann will check on it and return here to the Astrodome after we take a timeout. A concerned Chuck Noll on the Steelers sidelines.
Here's the tail end of that pass intended for Lynn Swann. As you can see, there are a lot of blue jerseys around there, and he makes contact right there. You can't tell what the number of the defensive man is, but that was the shot. He's up in the air. Anytime that you get a receiver off the ground, boy, you're vulnerable to getting hurt because you're going to take a shot. You can see Lynn Swann leaving the field right now. It looked like he might have been banged right in the rib area, and that means every time you breathe, mister, that's going to hurt.
Well,
you don't, as a quarterback, Sam, you don't want to bring that receiver off the ground. You want to keep his feet on the ground.
Well, both of those teams entered the game today with 7-6 records, an outside chance at the playoffs. Seattle takes a leg up 7-0 early on. Swann looked like he was still in considerable pain as he was helped off the field. He is replaced by number 86, Jim Smith, the second-year man out of Michigan, split to the bottom of your screen. Stallworth is the other receiver. Second down, 10, Steelers at the Houston 25. Franco for a couple of yards, no more. Washington is there, 59, so is Brazile, 52. So now Bradshaw with third down and 8 as Dallas draws first blood in the big one against New England, 3-0.
Hey, what's happening out there with that Houston defensive front? And here's Lynn Swann. It looks like his wrist instead of his ribs. And he looks like that he's in a lot of pain right there. Let's hope that it isn't really too serious. He's too great a player to go out with an injury. That is part of the game.
Third down and 8. Stallworth goes wide left, Smith to the right. Under 3.5 minutes to play first quarter. Bradshaw has a man, and it's almost intercepted. J.C. Wilson at the last minute stepped in front of Jim Smith. A penalty marker is down in the Steeler backfield, but the rookie from Pitt made one heck of a defensive play.
He really did. That ball was thrown low and outside, which is the way a quarterback should throw the ball because the percentage of it getting an interception is less. But J.C. Wilson did a great job of coming back, almost coming up with a big interception. Now a decision has to be made. What is Jarella's range? That's what they're saying right now. Is he in range now, or should we take the additional 10 yards?
I can read his lips. I believe he said holding number 72, which would be Jerry Mullins. declined by Houston, so they will give Jarrella a crack at it. The official report on Swann is a wrist injury. A rib injury. They believe he'll be back, as Jarrella will attempt a 42-yard field goal. Greg Colquitt will hold. Jarrella is 2 out of 6 between the 40 and 49-yard line. He's got the leg. It's good. Roy Jarrella has hit on a 42-yard field goal, and the Steelers have drawn first blood in this ballgame.
Well, I wonder about that, because 42 yards should be in the range of any field goal kicker in the National Football League. They'd been better off, as they can see right now, to take him back an additional 10 yards, take him out of that field goal range.
Well, Bum Phillips must have been aware of the statistic I just gave you, Len. The fact that Jarrella was 2 out of 6. I beg your pardon, 3 out of 8, which is almost as bad. And on the year, he's only 10 out of 21, so he's not having a banner season.
Well, it's still 42 yards, and 42 yards for a field goal kicker in the National Football League is not that big a distance.
Don't forget the Grand Prix of Bowling, Saturday, December 9th, 4 o'clock Eastern Time from Reno, Nevada. Jimmy Simpson will host a purse of $100,000. They expect all the great ones, including Earl Anthony, men and women, from Reno, Nevada, next Saturday right here on NBC. Jarrella puts the ball on the kicking tee, having given the Steelers a 3-0 lead.
I'm sure they're going to be debating that call, because in my opinion, you take the penalty, because you can't assume that they're going to pick up that yardage and get a first down anyway.
Johnny Durden, along with Robert Woods, deep for Houston. Durden takes the bounce, Woods it is at his 3-yard line. Across the 20. Still on his feet and brought down as he reaches the 27-yard line. And there's another injured Steeler on the field rolling around. It is number 30, Larry Anderson. Well, now we're told that Sam Bam Cunningham has run 52 yards for a touchdown. New England leads Dallas 7-3 as Anderson limps off.
Houston's got to get something started now. 2 interceptions. They've created their own problems so far. What they've got to do is eliminate those interceptions and the mistakes they've made.
Pastorini goes to work from his own 27, trailing 3-0. 3:18 to go in the first quarter. Campbell bowls his way straight ahead for 10 yards. Fumbled the ball, but after the whistle, Donnie Shell came out of the pack with the football, but after the whistle.
Well, I'll tell you, they have looked like about the whole team of the Pittsburgh Steelers up on that line of scrimmage. You can see number 64 is Furness with a little game with Joe Greene, but here is power running. Great balance by number 34, Earl Campbell. No wonder he's gained so many yards so far this year. He gained those yards on that particular play, 9 yards, when there really wasn't that much of a hole.
He is truly remarkable. Second down, less than a yard. They spot the ball on the Houston 36. Wilson is the up back. It's Campbell again for the first down as he bulls his way near the 40-yard line.
Well, I tell you, there's no mystery about what was going on that play. Pittsburgh had everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Look at 58 Lambert. He's not thinking about any pass or anything. And right away, he's coming up. A good block on him. Knocked him back about a yard. But there's power by Earl Campbell. That got them the first down. The reason they got it is because of that power.
Conway Heyman at 6'3", 260, working on Lambert. Seattle now 14-0 over the Browns. That's at the Kingdome in Seattle. Jim Zorn is something else. First down, Houston at their own 40. We're under 2 minutes to play in the quarter as Renfro goes in motion. And the wide receiver screen is Kenny Burrow. 5 yards. Stopped by Lauren Taves, 51, and Mel Blount, 47. In the first meeting, Len, as you well know, Blount had a bad shoulder. In fact, it was a partial separation, and he did not look very good in that
Well, I'll
game.
tell you, I'm sure that they're going to continue to test him today because it hasn't completely healed.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Houston Oilers and the National Football League is prohibited. Second down for Houston. Campbell cuts to the outside, just fumbles the ball, and the Steelers have it. At the 43-yard line in Pittsburgh territory, Campbell got the first down, got whacked but good, and he is still down on the ground. And the Steelers have their third turnover of the quarter.
Well, I tell you, he went flying through that hole. He went right by number 68, LC Greenwood, but he took a good shot. And he almost got hit like he was hit in the rib area when he got in the secondary. You can see right there, Greenwood, he goes right by them. A great block on Jack Ham, goes by Wagner. Here's a shot right there, right in the rib area with that headgear right in the rib. And he lets the ball go just before he hits the ground. Had he hit the ground and then the ball popped loose, it wouldn't have been a fumble.
They don't come any tougher than strong safety Donnie Shell, number 31, 5'11", 190 pounds, in his 5th year out of South Carolina State, and he literally buried his helmet in Campbell's midsection.
Well, that's what did the damage, because Earl was twisting and turning, and when he got to him, generally he's low to the ground, but he was straight up. Shell had an opportunity to get a shot right in the rib area.
And so the Steelers, having lost Lynn Swann, at least momentarily, on their last offensive series, now find that Houston has the same kind of situation with their catalyst offensively, Earl Campbell, still down on the field, as you can see.
You know, we were talking earlier about what a physical football game this is going to be, because both teams are very, very similar. They're hard-hitting, aggressive.
And so for both of these teams' sake, Len, we hope that Campbell and Swann can return.
Well, I hope so, because they're two key people on each side of that field this afternoon.
With Len Dawson, Sam Nover at the Astrodome, Earl Campbell has just been injured and taken off the field. A fumble ensued as he was hit, and the Steelers have the football. First down and 10. They lead 3-0. Bradshaw wants it all for Jimmy Smith, and it's deflected out of bounds. Let's look at the play again. Earl Campbell had just picked up a first down for Houston and got banged by Donnie Shell.
Well, he's coming off the right side. He'll run right by 68 LC Greenwood. Coming down, he's going to be exposed. A great block on 59 Jack Ham. But he's twisted around, he's straight up in the air, and now this shot of the headgear right there, right in the rib area. And you can see that really is a great shot. The ball leaves his hand just before he hits the turf, so it is a fumble.
Campbell isn't the only offensive weapon that has gone out of this game. Lynn Swann, the Steelers' excellent wide receiver, also hurt. Bradshaw, the pitch to Franco Harris to midfield, to 45 and out of bounds in Houston territory. And so the Steelers have a first down, and for the third time today, Len Dawson, they are in Houston territory.
What they're doing right now, they're trying to go wide with some success, because inside, in that interior line area where that defense of Houston is there, they're stacking things up. They're hoping to get Franco Harris out here one-on-one on a defensive back. They figure if they can do that, they're in pretty good shape. Well,
we've said a lot of nice things about Earl Campbell today, and deservedly so, but Franco Harris, with 93 yards rushing in this game, becomes the 5th all-time leading rusher in NFL history. Franco again, nothing there. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Steve Kiner, 57, and a penalty marker is down.
Well, that time they try to go inside with no success. If they have any success, it has to be against Houston. A lot of times when that flag goes down that area, it means a holding penalty.
Well, Haggerty's mic has not worked all day long.
Decline.
I heard something. Whatever it was declined, a motion penalty against Pittsburgh. So it'll be second down and 10. Franco has passed Larry Zonka to move into 6th place on the all-time rushing list. And should he amass a total of 93 yards today, he would go into 5th place ahead of Leroy Kelly, the former Cleveland Browns great.
That's some pretty good company, Sam.
Second down, 10. Pittsburgh 3-0 with 45 seconds left in the quarter. Harris again picking his way inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Getting excellent blocking up front from Davis, Webster, and Mullins. And Brazile had to make the stop.
Well, Webster did a fine job, because after that play was over, number 78, Curley Culp, was on the seat of his pants on the ground. And I said, if you can control Curley Culp, then you can move against that defensive line of the Houston Oilers.
We are told that Campbell also has bruised ribs, and we don't know whether he'll return or not. Lynn Swann has bad ribs. So the ribs are the vulnerable part of the anatomy today to two great offensive players. Third down to Pittsburgh. I don't believe he got it.
Well, he was nailed at the line of scrimmage.
Franco is down and getting up very slowly. I believe he's still shy of the first down. As the gun sounds, so we have come to the end of a bruising first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter of today's football game after these messages from your local station. Welcoming you back to the Astrodome, where moments ago Earl Campbell left the field and went to the Houston dressing room.
He looks like he's walking fairly well, so maybe we'll see him back in this ball game.
Fourth down, 1, Pittsburgh at the Houston 36, and they're going for it. Bleier, first down, and a great second effort by Rocky Bleier. As he went off his own right tackle, stopped by Culp, 78. Steve Kiner, 57, but Pittsburgh gets the first down. As they went to the double tight end situation, Larry Brown went into tackle, and Jerry Mullins moved over to one tight end. Randy Grossman played the other.
Well, you had number 79, Larry Brown, who's been out with an injury, but is going to play some today on short yardage situations. They're going to go over him like they did that time when they get in the situation again. That was strong running by Rocky Bleier.
Steelers keep their record intact this season of not giving up a touchdown in the first quarter. Franco cuts it up inside a Bleier block, inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Franco Harris running with the football. Ted Washington is the man who made the stop, but Earl Campbell is what everybody is, the individual that everyone here is thinking about at the moment, as they held their collective breaths when he walked off the field.
See Rocky Bleier getting out, fighting and scratching and helping on the block. Greg Bingham, number 54. They've made their yardage outside from the tackle on out. They've made, I think, 1-2 plays inside. So you may look for him to loosen up on the outside before coming back on the inside again.
9-yard gain. Franco now with 49 yards and 12 carries in a little over 1 quarter of play. And he'll be close to a first down. He was on his own. Andy Dora, 69, and Washington again to make the stop. But the way it looks, Franco Harris is the game plan offensively for Pittsburgh, and at least 30 to 35 carries today, Lynn.
Well, they're hopeful that that pinched nerve in his shoulder is not going to be bothering him today, because he had to leave the game last week in the second half because of it. But the shots that he's taken so far today, it appears to me that he's all right. That last play, he had absolutely no place to go.
Lynn Swann has not returned to the game since suffering a rib injury late in the first quarter. Earl Campbell has left the playing field entirely. And the Steelers, Randy Grossman, offside, flag is down, and it'll be first down and 15, a very costly penalty for Pittsburgh.
Well, the last time that Bradshaw was alternating that cadence at the line of scrimmage, he had Houston jump offside, but this time his man jumped off.
And so the 5-yard walk-off back to the 30-yard line. Well, that was an easy one to call. We don't have to guess on that. Grossman was as obvious as the nose on your face, Lynn.
You can always, when they come back to the huddle with their head down, you know that they were the culprit.
First and 15. Wide receiver screen to Smith out of the right flat. And he's out of bounds after short yardage. He got it back to the 28-yard line, perhaps. Let's see where they mark it. Let's look at it from ground level.
This is a quick screen to the right to number 86, Jim Smith, hoping to get the ball out to him in a hurry, get the offensive lineman out to kick out the defensive back, which you see 74 Penny doing. 52, I told you about Mike Webster. He's out there. He'll hit some people. Unfortunately, Smith jumped out of bounds.
Jimmy Smith had a great training camp for Pittsburgh. In fact, so good that they traded Frank Lewis to Buffalo, but the next day, Smith injured his knee and missed most of this season. Bleier picking his way inside the 25 to the 23-yard line, perhaps. There's the final. Kansas City has won 2 in a row. The Chiefs over Buffalo, which makes Len Dawson very, very happy.
Well, it's been a long time since they've won 2 ball games in a row. They're quite happy about that. They're looking for the future, hoping that that young football team that they have will come along.
Okay, I'm talking.
Less than 12 and a half minutes to play second quarter. Pittsburgh 3, Houston nothing. The Steelers have dominated offensively, but don't have many points to show for their domination. movement inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. Welcome to those of you who just watched Kansas City beat Buffalo 14-10. This is the Astrodome in Houston, Texas with Len Dawson. I'm Sam Nover, and the Steelers lead at 3-0. They have just picked up a first down at the Houston 12.
Well, he goes to number 84, Randy Grossman, when he gets in a tight situation down here. He really drills that ball. Really a fine throw, and coming up with the second big catch of the afternoon for Randy Grossman. When you get down near that goal line, he's looking for that tight end.
And Bradshaw pitches it out on the option to Franco Harris, and nothing doing. Bradshaw running the option. Pitched it back to Franco, who lost 4 yards.
I don't know whether that was really an option or he just missed the handoff to the tail or the back up front coming around here. He looks a little surprised right now, but he's looking to get rid of the football. He said, Franco, you're one of the greatest runners in the National Football League history. You take it.
Well, unfortunately for Franco Harris, Rick Deverett was there, and it's a 4-yard loss. They spot the ball on the 15-yard line. Let's make it a loss of 3 to be exact. Second down, 13, Pittsburgh. The lone setback is Harris. Bradshaw to throw it. As he's man at the 5-yard line, Randy Grossman again. And he's knocked down by strong safety Bill Courier, but he got it down in the neighborhood of the 6-yard line.
Because of the double coverage so much of the time on the outside receivers, the tight end is a man down in that area that you're generally going to get single coverage on, and that's who he's looking for all the way.
Lions have come back to tie St. Louis at 14.
You can take a look at Bradshaw. He's looking all the way at 84. Randy Grossman, when he makes the break, or just before he makes the break, he drills it right in the numbers where it's supposed to be.
Third down for Pittsburgh. At the 6-yard line. They need to reach the 2 for a first down. Bradshaw rolls left. Bradshaw throws it away, and he had a man early. Jim Smith was open at the goal line, but Bradshaw couldn't get it to him.
Boy, you are absolutely right. Number 86, Jim Smith, was wide open, waving his hands down there by the goal line. He's rolling out. He shouldn't worry about it. He should be looking right now to get rid of that football. If he's going to be open, he's going to be open right now. And he waited long enough where all he had to do now is a wise decision. Get it out, throw it out of the ballpark. Give your man an opportunity to kick a field goal.
So Jarrella will attempt again. He is 1 for 1 today. The Craig Colquitt hold will come from the 14-yard line. It is what they term in this business a chip shot, 24 yards. Placement, the kick is up, and it is no good. Jarrella has missed from 24 yards.
Maybe that's the reason that Bum Phillips didn't take that penalty in the first quarter.
And so the Houston Oilers, 56,000 partisans going stark raving mad, will be back in the Astrodome with 10:33 to play first half after this. A gentleman in civilian clothes and crutches would much rather be in the playing field. That is Billy White Shoes Johnson of the Houston Oilers, who has undergone knee surgery and is out for the year. And how's that for a score? New England by 7 over Dallas, in Dallas. From the 20-yard line, Pastorini has Ronnie Coleman and Tim Campbell in the backfield, or Wilson it is, and Wilson, no gain at all. Earl Campbell, with severely bruised ribs, has been taken to the locker room. Whether he comes back in the second half or not remains to be seen.
Number 75, Joe Greene. No injury problems this year. Playing very well. You can see the shot that was thrown up there by the defensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They, as I said, like Houston, are very physical, aggressive football team.
The Steeler defense is number 1 in the AFC. And they are playing like it today, like that. Gary Dunn, number 67 from Miami, spent 2 years on injured reserve, gets the sack, and Pastorini is slow in getting up. Well, on Saturday, December 9th, don't forget, NFL 78 airs at 12:30, and if you're a Terry Bradshaw fan, you won't want to miss it. A feature on Bradshaw as a Hollywood stuntman. Also on Ray Guy, a great feature on the punting clinic of Ray Guy. And from the greatest of the great, Lance Allworth, the former San Diego Hall of Famer, followed by Baltimore at Pittsburgh, here on NBC next Saturday afternoon. and then the Grand Prix of bowling. Third down, 17. And he lays it up for Kenny Burrow. No, Mel Blount had him stride for stride. Two of the great ones, Burrow, the wide receiver, Mel Blount, the cornerback.
He's looking for one-on-one. I'm talking about Pastorini. Here it is. It's a foot race, and both of them know this. Mel Blount, 47, he knows that, and you can see stride for stride, and Pastorini's just laying the ball up there as high and as far as he can. Great coverage by Mel Blount, number 47.
And so Cliff Parsley will have to kick it out of his own end zone, the first punt today for Houston. However, don't be deceived. The Oilers have turned the ball over 3 times, and that's why they haven't had to kick it.
Well, that's right. They've created their own problems. They're lucky, really, to be only 3 points down after giving up the ball 3 times.
Jim Smith, number 86. T. Bell, number 83, at their own 45-yard line, awaiting Parsley's punt. Line drive. Smith at the 47 to midfield. Breaks it back to the 40-yard line of Houston, so the Steelers have superb field position at the 40-yard line, but a marker is down. 39 yards on the kick, 12 yards the return. And I think it's a legal procedure, Lynn, against Houston, and probably declined by Pittsburgh.
Well, what is happening here in this whole ball game so far is Pittsburgh has had great field position. They haven't come up with any points, but if Houston continues to give him that great field position, they're going to.
And again, I regret to tell you that referee Pat Haggerty's microphone works in spurts, and not very often at that. And so with 9 minutes, 24 seconds left in the first half, Pittsburgh with great field position leads it 3-0.
Okay, Atari. Let's see your best.
There's the best news possible for Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Lynn Swann is back and apparently ready to return to the lineup. Look at what Seattle is doing to Cleveland. And all of a sudden, if they win, Seattle is 8-6, and Houston has to worry a bit. Should they lose, they're 9-5. Bradshaw swings it out to Franco Harris. Inside the 40, still on his feet and out of bounds as he reaches the 32-yard line.
What has happened so far, they really haven't done that great a job running against this fine Houston defense. This is just an outlet pass. He didn't want to throw to number 32, Franco Harris. There it is. You can see right there, he's changed his direction because the man downfield was covered. Good block by 82, Stallworth. Franco gets all he can get and then gets out of bounds.
And oddly enough, Franco is not known to have the greatest hands in the
world.
world.
Was thrown low and behind him. That was a fine catch by Franco.
Excellent catch. 8 yards on the reception. Second down, 2. Pittsburgh now at the Houston 33-yard line. They have been knocking on touchdown door all day, but the Steelers have but 3 points to show for it. Harris reversing the field. Kenny Washington all the way back at the 41-yard line, and Bradshaw threw a block.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We talk about the physical ability of both teams. Franco's trying to go to his right side. There's absolutely nothing there. He's being chased down. You see the big paw right there of Greg Bingham trying to get him. He reverses his field. Washington stayed at home. He played his position. He's playing it very well now. And he has to contend with number 12, Perry Bradshaw. Come in with a big play and a big loss.
So it's now third down, 11. Bradshaw is 5 out of 9 in the passing department. Sid Thornton replaces Franco Harris in the backfield.
Well, he's got to go up top again.
D.L. Whittington, number 38, puts the Oilers in business and stops yet another scoring threat by the Steelers.
Well, the Steelers have had a lot of opportunities, but they better not give any life to this Houston team, which it looks like they have. Bradshaw once again seems to be looking directly where he wants to throw the football. This ball is tipped by 2 men, I think. No, 1 man behind. Whittington finally comes up with a big play, a big interception, and good field position for Houston.
And so the Oilers have it back at their own 30-yard line. Pastorini will try to get something going. He has not as yet. We are the Astrodome. Len Dawson, Sam Noper. Nice to have you with us. A 3-0 Pittsburgh lead. 5:51 to play. Second quarter. The Steelers starting with their worst field position of the day. Their own 18-yard line. Franco again. Maybe a yard. Heiner, 57, is the man who made the stop.
Not much inside running so far for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The only success, what little they have had so far, has been outside, trying to isolate maybe a defensive back on the ball carrier, mainly Franco Harris.
Time of possession, very interesting. We played a bit over 24 minutes. The Steelers have had it for 16, the Oilers for 8. 2-1. As you look at Chuck Noll momentarily on the Steelers sideline. Second down, 9. Bradshaw fumbles the ball.
Well, you can see how this partisan crowd here reacting to that big play. Finally, a big turnover for the Houston Oilers, and it was Curley Culp running like Earl Campbell. Ordinarily, the defensive lineman gets it and falls down, but Curley wanted to score, I believe.
Mike Webster was hard-pressed just to leap on him and bring him down.
The ball never got to Bradshaw. The exchange was not good. Curley Culp took a look at that ball. There he is right now. As I said, Curley doesn't want to go down. Two strong individuals there.
So Houston has it first down at the Pittsburgh 15.
Reverse.
Oh, and he lost 5 yards. A fabulous play by, I believe, Jack Ham, number 59, and L.C. Greenwood, 68.
I said Jack Ham, number 59, in my opinion, the best linebacker in the National Football League. No matter where you go, there he is. He's supposed to be pursuing, or at least they think he is, the handoff here to Kenny Burroughs. Now you're going to see number 59 setting out here. Burroughs, he's got him contained. He's out here. Burroughs has no place to go. 59, Jack Ham not only turns it in, but makes the play.
A loss of 3, second down and 13 at the Pittsburgh 18-yard line. 3-0 Steelers. 4.5 minutes to play first half. Coleman, nothing doing, lost another yard. White, 78. Joe Greene, 75. Familiar names, playing like the days of old. Don't forget, NFL 78 halftime Sperry report. So the Steelers now trying to dig it in. Mike Adamle and Bryant Gumbel will have scores and highlights at halftime, NFL 78. Third down, 14 for Pastorini.
Steelers coming after him.
Donnie Shell and Jack Lambert colliding with the tight end Mike Barber, and they came on the blitz, Lynn.
They had him. They're coming all out. You can see right now the linebacker's coming. 23, Wagner, the safety's coming. He's got to get rid of the ball. Had he gotten it downfield, it might have been 6. It was just a short throw. Didn't get it far enough. When you're going down that area there as a quarterback, if you're going to be off, you better be off long where no one can catch it.
So Tony Fritsch will attempt to tie the ball game. Pastorini will spot it on the 22-yard line. It'll be a kick of 32. Fritsch is 6 out of 8 this year between the 30 and 39-yard lines. And you're looking right at it. And he hooks this one perfect. He has a 5-ball game. Tony Fritsch, 32-yard field goal, and Fritsch perfect with it.
Good hold. He punched it through. He'll let you know how it is. Yes, sir. 3 points. Score tie.
As if to say, what did you expect?
Well, I'll tell you, Pastorini threw that ball short on that safety blitz, but he knew he had to get rid of it. He had to make sure he's going to be in field position where Fritsch would get an opportunity to kick it. He couldn't afford an 8 or 10-yard loss.
Well, let me tell you something.
Game here, they have 2 players, Bradshaw and Earl Campbell. Now, whoever was going to have the great afternoon today in this very, very important game, because Campbell has never been through this many tight football games or important football games that mean the opportunity to get into the playoffs. And whoever is going to have the big game, perhaps is going to have the leg up on the most valuable, but it's been the defense so far this afternoon that's been dominating this football game.
Here we go with the second half. Jarrella kicking to Johnny Durden and Robert Woods. And he chases Durden 5 yards into the end zone, and he downs it there, so it'll be a touchback, and Pastorini will put it in play from his own 20-yard line. Now, if you don't think that is an important statistic, prior to this game, the Houston Oilers were converting third down plays at the rate of 49%. They have not converted once today.
Well, first down is going to be the important one, too, because you don't want to get put in a position where it's third and long all the time.
Sam Nover, Len Dawson. The Astrodome is the place we're delighted to have you. This has been a bruising battle. Pastorini has Wilson as his upback, and Ronnie Coleman, 47, starts in the tailback position. Fumbles the ball, and the Steelers have it. Pittsburgh recovers on the first play from scrimmage here in the second half. I believe it is L.C. Greenwood.
And on the other hand, they say no.
Oh, my goodness, they have taken it back.
Oh, what a big break for Houston. The exchange was never clean. Number 47, Ronnie Coleman, the ball being popped into it wasn't really a good handoff by Pastorini. He should have made sure that the ball was really in his stomach and not up around the pad.
Greenwood had it, and Coleman took it back, would you believe? My apologies for the false alarm. Here's Coleman. Although Houston fans, I'm sure, love it. Well, we have learned further that there is no fracture of the rib or rib cage to Earl Campbell. They believe now, Lynn, that he'll come back, but nobody knows for sure.
They may wait also to see what happens in this football game in the fourth quarter to see whether they need him or not. They're hoping, Houston is hoping, that they don't need Earl Campbell because they definitely have playoff hopes very much on their minds.
Pastorini has not had a great day, suffice to say. Well, now the Steeler defense may have taken a timeout. I see Jack Lambert walking over toward the Steeler bench and have no idea what this is all about. He is not happy. He looks like his jaws are very tight.
Something must be wrong for a defensive unit to take a timeout this early in the second half, because they are told, unless the bone is sticking out, you don't take timeouts defensively.
No, we played but a minute 19 seconds in the third quarter. We'll be back, and when we do, Pastorini has a third down and 5.
This is
England score still stands, third quarter. The only reason possibly for the Steeler timeout, Houston came out in a double tight end situation.
Yeah, that double tight, 2 wide receivers, just one back.
And the screen. Well, has the first down as he leaps over a tackler at the 30-yard line. Mike Renfro, not great speed, but he's got excellent moves and a super pair of hands.
Well, I'll tell you, that's what youth will do for you, because a seasoned veteran might not sacrifice his body like 82 Mike Renfro is going to do on this quick screen. Dungy is being blocked out. Now it's the only hope he has is to go up over top. He does that and comes up with a big first down for Houston.
And the Oilers' first third down conversion of the day. They are now 1 out of 6. A 3-3 football game. The Steelers can clinch the AFC Central Division with a victory. Coleman, 35 to the 36-yard line. Stopped there by Dwight White, number 78, along with the middle linebacker, Jack Lambert, but he got 5 yards, and they consider that a win on first down. Let's isolate on Lambert here.
Well, Lambert in the middle coming, pursuing. He does it as well as any middle linebacker, coming down the line of scrimmage. Nobody's out there on him. That means that defensive line is doing a great job of keeping people off of him, and he makes the hit on Coleman along with some of the other Steelers, but Coleman better carry that ball in his left hand when he's going to the left instead of his right hand.
Second down 5 at the Houston 37-yard line. Here's Renfro in motion. Coleman avoids a couple of tackles and for just a moment or so, but Lambert was there to make the stop on him and pin him at the 37 for no gain.
Well, he's so quick, and he reads the run play so well. You can see right there that he wasn't touched at all, coming in and making the hit on Ronnie Coleman, number 47, in the backfield for a loss.
Wilson goes out, and again the Oilers go to the double tight end. Barber 86, Rucker 87, and Renfro split wide right. Burrow is wide left, so double tight end, double wide receiver. Ronnie Coleman the only setback. 3rd and 5. He's got Burrow, 47-yard line. Mel Blount brought him down, but that's the second straight third down conversion for Houston. And Earl Campbell has come back on the field.
You can tell how the fans here are reacting to Earl Campbell and what they
power of the Astrodome. And they're being waved again. You think there might have been a little psychology in waiting to bring him back?
I don't think there's any question about that. Get these fans fired up, and also when the fans get fired up, the players get fired up.
First down, Houston at their own 47. Two successive third down conversions. Coleman gets absolutely nothing. Taves and Greene in the center of that Steeler defense are the men who made the stop, and Lambert is again on top. Jack had 15 tackles in the first Houston game, and there's an injured Steeler laying flat stomach down. That might be Lauren Taves. Maybe mostly blue and white that you see here, but there's a little gold and black.
Yeah, he's taking his life into his own hands down here in Houston.
One Steeler fan amidst 56,000 Oiler fans. Second down and 8. Lauren Taves has been helped to the sideline. Robin Cole replaces him. And Ronnie Coleman picks up 3 more, so it'll be third down and about 6, I believe, for the Oilers as they cross into Pittsburgh territory. Greenwood 68, Lambert 58 making the stop. Campbell is on the sidelines, but he has not returned to the lineup.
Yeah, he's over there running and jogging and loosening up, testing the rib area, Sam, to see whether he can go or not. I think if they need him, and it's maybe the third quarter or the fourth quarter, I think you're going to see number 34 back in the ball game.
Here's a big play for Pastorini. Third down and 5. Steelers digging in.
Double tight, 2 wide receivers trying to spread out that Steeler defense.
Pastorini dumps it over the center. First down to Barber inside the 35 to the 25 and out of bounds. On a little delay to his tight end, Mike Barber. And the Oilers have it very deep in Pittsburgh territory.
Well, we had said at the top of the show, number 86, Mike Barber, the tight end with great speed. It's a delay pattern. You see Coleman running out underneath the linebacker. Now it's just a foot race, and he's got about 4 or 5 speed in the 40, which is the speed that defensive backs have before he's wrestled out of bounds by number 47, Mel Blount.
Well, they say he stepped out at the 27-yard line. What a big play. Pastorini has converted 3 third down plays in a row. And he's got the Oilers on the move.
He said they're a second-half football team. They're proving it.
They have outscored the opposition by 60 points in the second half. Renfro in motion again.
Play pass.
Pastorini has a man. It's Burrow. He almost intercepted. Ron Johnson made a valiant effort diving for the ball. It was badly thrown by Pastorini behind Burrow.
Well, he threw it over his head. Play pass. That was an excellent call on first down. Playing the play-action pass to 47, Ronnie Coleman, taking the ball, coming back, but the ball was just took off on Pastorini, way over the head of the receiver. You could see he was open on the sidelines had he gotten the ball to him. But the thing is, that was an excellent call. First down, play-action pass.
9:53 to go, third quarter. It is still 3-3 in the Astrodome. Houston needing to win here today to move to within 1 game of the first-place Steelers. And should they end up in a tie, Houston would win the division. The draw does not do a thing. Wilson running right into the arms of the Steeler defense. Greenwood, I believe it was, had it diagnosed perfectly.
That was nothing. That was a passing situation, hoping to get the Steelers going on the outside instead of on the inside. They came up the middle with the game there for about a 5 or 6 yard loss.
It also takes Tony Fritsch out of the preferable field goal range. A big play by Furness and Greenwood.
Now he's got to throw.
Third
back
down.
up in the air.
Excuse me, Leonard. Third down, 15 at the 32-yard line.
All the Steelers are up near the line of scrimmage.
Here they come. Quick pop on it. Ham has it covered. Fumble, and let's see what they roll it. They give it to Pittsburgh. Ronnie Johnson, the rookie out of Eastern Michigan, comes up with a fumble after the completion to Renfro, but it didn't, it certainly wasn't a game-breaker play anyway, and Renfro is still down.
Wouldn't have gone any place. Big break for Pittsburgh.
So now the Oilers not only out of field goal range, they lose the ball.
You're about to see.
Survival Hill, a 40-yard touchdown pass. The Cowboys tie the Patriots. And look at the sign above there. They've never had more people in this building for a regular season Houston Oilers game. 54,261 is the official count. And the Oilers start from their own 34. Coleman on the pitch. And he is knocked down at the 36-yard line, ran into a brick wall, namely Jack Lambert. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is 11 Alive, WIC-TV, Pittsburgh.
With Len Dawson, Sam Nover welcoming you back to the Astrodome. It's a 3-3 football game. Seattle has blown the Browns again out of it, 30-10. That's the third quarter score. 6:12 to go here in the third quarter. 3-3. And Guido Merkins in motion. Play action. Pastorini has the time. He had Kenny Burrow, but just as the ball arrived, so too did Tony Dungy.
I think you see, he really takes a shot on this play. Trying to go to Kenny Burrows in the middle. Defensive backs are sitting back looking for a pass, and he is going to be greeted by Ronnie Shell right there. You may recall the reason that Earl Campbell is not in the ball game right now is because of number 31, the shot that he put on him early in the first half.
I said Dungy, it was Donnie Shell, 31 and not 21. It is now 3rd down and 8 for Pastorini. A big play in a very important football game to the Houston Oilers. They haven't had one this big in a lot of years. Barber gets the first down to midfield and out of bounds. Fumbles the ball. Let's see who they give it to. One official points one way. They give it to Pittsburgh. Recovered just before it went out of bounds. And I believe, Lynn, that's the 5th turnover by the Oilers today.
Well, I'll tell you why that this play happened. It was a good play, the same one that worked before. There's Mike Barber. He's carrying the ball in the wrong hand. He's going to be hit from the inside. He should have the ball in the other hand. See right there? If he'd had it in the other hand, it never would have happened that way.
Mel Blount is the man who stripped him of the ball, and I believe Donnie Shell recovered.
Looking here, it's a delay pattern coming underneath the linebacker. As I said, made a nice move on Cole, but here it is. If he had the ball in the other hand, and Wagner hit him, that might have been Wagner's head here that knocked the ball out of his hands.
Barber is still down on the near side of the field. What else is new? I cannot remember, Len Dawson, as many injuries in such short a span of time as we have had. We still have 5:50 to go third quarter, and we've had 7 or 8 real principals in this ball game offensively had come off the field injured.
Well, it's going to hurt, and particularly this time of the year, because going into these games, they played so many games already, they're already playing with a lot of aches and pains. So each time they take a shot like that, it's going to add to the misery that they already had.
Well, I'm glad to see Barber squatting back to the Houston side of the field. And again, I remind you, Earl Campbell suffered rib injuries, no fractures of the rib, but rib injuries early on in this game, and while he is on the sidelines, has not returned to play. And again, they boo the Steelers from the 47-yard line. 5th turnover by Houston in the ballgame. Bleier dancing through a little hole down to the 45, but still fighting for yardage. Rocky Bleier to the Houston 45, 8 yards on the carry. Stopped by Washington 59 and Greg Bingham 54. And maybe this time the Steelers will go back to the running game, Len.
Well, they would like to go back to the running game. That time they did a fine job of the guards pulling. They had number 57, Sam Davis, pulling out there, doing a good job of opening a hole for Rocky Bleier. This is what they want to do. Now you can see that they've gained 7 or 8 yards on first down, which makes the 2nd and 3rd down calls a lot easier.
2nd down, a long 2. And the quick pitch.
Oh,
beautifully played by the Oilers. Bill Courier lost his helmet, and he also crossed Franco Harris 5 yards.
Well, I'll tell you, Courier read that play. Number 20, Bill Courier, read that play. He was up near the line of scrimmage. As soon as he saw the guards pull, he shot up there. He got to him before the flanker, Lynn Swann, was able to come down and make the block. That was Lynn Swann's man to block him, but he shot through there so quickly that Swann wasn't able to get in position to make the block.
Well, the Oilers have had an afternoon of making big second and third down plays defensively today. The Steelers many times have been second down and 2, second down and 3, and have ended up with third down and 8, which is exactly the situation now. Here they come on the blitz. Bradshaw. Intercept. Stepped in front of John Stallworth and had the interception, but could not hang on to it. And a flag is down, and I believe it's against Houston.
Well, I'll tell you, that hit him the wrong spot, right in the stomach.
What a break for Pittsburgh, Leonard. A third down play almost intercepted by Houston. The Steelers forced to kick, and then this. A personal foul against the Oilers, and they step it off to the 35-yard line. I believe he said number 77, which would be James Young.
Well, that's one of the things that here in a ball game tied 3-3, it's a very aggressive ball game, I know. You're playing with emotion, but it has to be controlled emotion. You can't take a chance because that man in the striped suit, the referee, is back there, and his job is to protect the quarterback.
So the Steelers, with thus far the biggest break in the football game, they were about to give it back to Houston again. Franco trying to get outside, cuts it back. Inside the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 3-yard line. Franco Harris with a fabulous run. Cut it back against the green and took it down to the 3-yard line.
Well, you can credit that play to number 32, Franco Harris. They've had him bottled up all day, and he does this as well as anybody, and that is cut back against the green. And once he gets motoring, you see there's nothing there. He has almost stopped. He's going to cut back against the grain, and because he has the great speed that he has, he's able to do this. Most fullbacks cannot do it. And this winds up a 32-yard gain, puts Pittsburgh right into position now to go in to score.
71 yards, 22 carries. Look at the cutback. He got a good block to start it from Rocky Bleier, who mowed down Brazile, but then it was all Harris.
Yeah, and he's also carrying the ball in the wrong hand. He should be going away from the pressure.
Doesn't anybody
there
know
he does
how to...
right there. He does right there.
Yeah.
When the pressure's coming up, it was a good move. He put the ball away from where he was going to get hit, so if the guy hits him with the headgear, it's not going to pop loose.
I was going to ask you, doesn't anybody know how to carry the football anymore?
Well, some players, I tell you, they're either right-handed or left-handed, no matter which direction they're going.
Well, don't forget that next Sunday, another NBC NFL doubleheader. Starting a half hour before the game in your area, NFL 78 will have features on football biorhythms. Do you believe in it? Well, check in and find out whether it really means anything. Also a scouting feature, a behind-the-scenes look at how pro teams size up each other as they head into the playoffs. And then the greatest of the great will be Otis Taylor, the former Kansas City wide receiver who used to catch passes from my partner, Len Dawson.
89. The big O, Otis Taylor, was, I think, the finest big wide receiver to come into the National Football League. He was about 6'3", 215, 20 pounds with sprinter speed.
And then your lineup of games at 12:30. Buffalo will be at New England, the Jets at Cleveland. Then the doubleheader games, Houston will go to New Orleans, Kansas City at Denver, Oakland will be at Miami, and Seattle at San Diego. 4 doubleheader games next Sunday right here on NBC.
Well, I'll tell you, you can see now what that penalty has meant right now on this drive when they're roughing the passer.
Rick Moser, number 39, and Sidney Thornton, number 38 of the backs. Thornton to the 1-yard line. A flag is down. Well, why would you take out your starting backs in a first and goal at the 4, Len?
Well, I'll tell you, because maybe there are better blockers down there in that situation. They're better bull-type runners. Now, Franco Harris isn't necessarily that really bull runner like a Thornton is, or like an Earl Campbell. You also notice they went to the right side. That's the side that 79 Larry Brown is in on short yardage situation.
Well, they say the flag was a mistake. Referee Pat Haggerty says it was in error. Forget about it. Second down, 1.5 yards away from the go-ahead score, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, they come out with Thornton 38, Moser 39, the rookie from Rhode Island. A 3-3 football game late in the third quarter. Thornton. Did he get it? I'm waiting for the official's call. I don't see any arms raised.
I think that answers your question why they put those two big backs in the ball game, because there really wasn't any hole there at all. Just that sheer power and leg drive got him a yard or so almost into the end zone. You can see right there, there's a lot of bodies there. Somewhere down there is the running back coach.
Third down and a yard. 3:45 to go. Listen to this crowd. They have been this way since an hour before the game almost. That's Moser.
I don't believe he got it.
Still no signal. Fourth down, Pittsburgh. Inside the 1-yard line.
All right, what do you do now?
Bingham 54, Reinfeld 37 of the men who made the stop. Well, there's your answer, Lenny.
Well, he's looking to get some points. They got to go ahead for the first time. When it's a tie ball game, you got to get ahead. But on the other hand, if you run that ball and still don't make it, Houston will have to travel some 99 yards to score. I'd go for the touchdown.
Well, I think I would too, but we're not coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. Roy Girella will attempt an 18-yard field goal to put Pittsburgh on top. He has missed from 24. He has made from 42. Too much time. I don't think that really bothers him at all, Lee.
Makes no difference, no. It could have been what they want to do is try to draw Houston off sides, but it didn't work.
So it becomes now a 23-yard attempt by Girella. Colquitt moves it back 5 and spots the place where Roy wants to kick it from. Girella 1 for 2 today. There's the place, but the kick is good. And the Steelers have taken a 6-3 lead. Roy Girella, a 23-yard field goal.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm sure Houston right now is quite happy to get away with just 3 points, because when you're knocking at the door on the 3 or 4 yard line and 4 shots at it, and you only give up 3 points, you have to be happy about that.
Again, next Saturday, December 9th, NFL 78 airs at 12:30. Terry Bradshaw, the subject of a feature entitled The Hollywood Stuntman. Terry did a movie this summer with Burt Reynolds, and I surmise it has a lot to do with that. A Ray Guy punting clinic, and who better to give the clinic than the premier punter in the NFL, Ray Guy. And the greatest of the great will feature Lance Allworth, followed by Baltimore at Pittsburgh, followed by the Grand Prix of Bowling. All of it next Saturday, right for you on NBC. And we send you that off to Houston, Texas, the Astrodome with Len Dawson. I'm Sam Nover. Dan Pastorini has come back. He was down on the field for no fewer than 5 minutes, suffering a rib injury on the last series. He has returned on this series. Play action. Over the middle, incomplete. And he had Mike Renfro all alone at the 45-yard line of Pittsburgh, Glenn. That one should have been complete, and Renfro is hurt again.
Well, both of them. That's the walking wounded playing catch together. Here it is, Pastorini testing it right now. Play action pass coming back. And there's no way that he's going to be as strong as he was prior to that injury. Throwing the ball, he throws it low.
Well, Renfro's out of there. Rich Castor pulled a groin last week in the win over Cincinnati. We haven't seen much of him at all today. Second down and 10. Pastorini intercepted by Lambert. 40-35. Jack Lambert has just intercepted Dan Pastorini, the third Pittsburgh interception today. Pastorini, having suffered badly bruised ribs on the last series, returned to the lineup for this series. And on second down, threw a pass that was intercepted by Jack Lambert. And the Steelers, Len Dawson, have it in excellent field position.
Well, they're going to question whether he should have come back in the football game with rib problems, because that's the worst thing that a quarterback can have. Every time you breathe, it's going to hurt. And you can see 58, Lambert's in position. He wants to lateral the ball right here to a defensive back, but he finds out it's another one. Jack Bleier, Hale.
Back live. Bradshaw trying to get the ball to Stallworth, and Stemrick knocked it away. This has been an incredibly rough football game today. Not only Pastorini, but Mike Barber, Mike Renfro for Houston, and Earl Campbell have been injured. The Steelers had to play a long time without Lynn Swann. 6-3 Pittsburgh here in the fourth quarter. Unofficially, Franco Harris, 21 carries, 81 yards on the day. Second down 10. Bradshaw has the Steelers at the Houston 27, thanks to Jack Lambert, second interception of the day.
They're coming after him.
Look at that. Maybe a yard or two. Rocky Bleier in the grasp of Greg Bingham, and Lynn, I cannot get over the fabulous defense that we have seen today. It has just been incredible.
Well, both sides have been tremendous, and they guessed right on that play because the safety man was coming up with a safety blitz. They had the linebackers coming. As you can see right here, Bingham's in about 3 yards deep in the backfield, making the stop on number 20, Rocky Bleier.
Third down and 8. Good shot of Bradshaw. Very possibly the most valuable player in the AFC this year. And he throws it away. And the Oilers had outstanding pressure. They wanted intentional grounding call.
Yes, that's exactly what he did. He did a great job of doing it, but the great thing about Bradshaw, in grounding the ball, he threw it forward. Now he's looking to throw. His receivers are not covered, and you can see that Bradshaw is maturing as a quarterback because he threw it to where no one was, but he threw it forward. He threw it downfield. And you can see the defensive players of Houston thought that should have been intentionally grounding.
Well, we're having audio difficulty again. We apologize for it, and we're still working on it. Roy Girella will attempt a 43-yard field goal. The kick is in that direction.
Hooked it.
He did indeed. No good. Roy Girella has hit on 2 field goal attempts today, but he has missed 2 others. And so with 13:05 to go, fourth quarter, Pittsburgh still leads 6-3 over the Oilers. Here's that address again to send your tax-deductible contribution to help our American Olympic athletes. U.S. Olympics, Post Office Box 1980 T, Cathedral Station, Boston, Mass. Pastorini is in there. 25-yard line of Houston. 6-3 Steelers lead it. Ronnie Coleman, 30, 35, 40-yard line. First down Oilers. Coleman busted that one for 15.
They've been looking for that for a long time, and I'm talking about some open space for that running back to go through. And we got Mike Wagner down. Still another. And here you take a look at it. Coleman, number 47. He's got his option to go wherever the hole is. Good blocking up front by Houston, coming up with a big first down, and that's the first sign of any real estate the running back for Houston has had, I think, in the second half.
16 yards on the carry. Mike Wagner, the Steelers' outstanding free safety, being helped to his feet. And you know, Lynn, I think perhaps in no small way, the particular surface here at the Astrodome plays a role in the number of injuries. I've never played on it. I don't know about you. I'm sure you have, but they tell me it's as hard as cement.
Well, I will tell you, I have played on it, both the first original AstroTurf, and it was like cement. This is very hard out here, probably as hard as any synthetic turf in the National Football League. And you look at the way these people are hitting, so you can imagine the collisions out there this afternoon.
Pastorini has been intercepted 3 times. He has a first down at his own 41-yard line. Guido Merkins in motion.
Like that.
Play action, the screen to Burrow. Couple of yards, no more. See the man who made the stop over there, the last one up, Jack Lambert. What a great ball game he's had.
Let's take a look at Pastorini and see if he's throwing with the authority that you know that he's falling back, which is something he shouldn't do. The ball is not getting out there with the zip that he ordinarily throws it with. And that's split-second timing. That's a quick screen out there. That ball has to be out there in a hurry.
Second down and 7 at the 44-yard line. Under 12 minutes to play in regulation time. It's a 6-3 Pittsburgh lead. One of the great defensive struggles of '78, I can assure you. Coleman turned around by Joe Greene and knocked down for a loss.
Well, we hadn't heard from him for a while, number 75, Joe Greene, but that play, he guessed right. He shot the gap. He was about 4 yards deep in the backfield, coming up with a big play because now they're facing a passing situation. And remember that Pastorini is hurting.
You know, in all fairness to this Houston offense, not only is Pastorini hurting, but they went into the game plan planning on giving Earl Campbell the football 30 times, and he's carried it but 7.
They're going against Pittsburgh, the number 1 defensive team in the AFC.
Here's a big 3rd down and 9 for Pastorini and the Oilers. Good protection over the middle. Burrow can't hold on. Once Pastorini, I believe, threw it in behind him. Burrow was all by himself at the 45-yard line.
I'll tell you, Pastorini is throwing not with the authority that he ordinarily does, and he's not getting back there, getting set, step, and throw because he knows there's something. Look at that ball wobbling back there, thrown way behind. So his timing is off just a little bit. Well, that's all that's necessary for incompletions, is the timing to be off just a shade.
Tony Dungy was very late getting there. If Pastorini had been on target, the Oilers would still have the football instead of kicking it to number 86, Jim Smith, and number 83, T. Bell. From behind, Cliff Parsley. Another excellent punt. Driving Smith back inside the 10, and he lets it go into the end zone for a touchback.
Which is a very good move because the ball on this stuff ordinarily is going to bounce forward. Very seldom does it bounce backward.
58 yards on the punt by Parsley. Bradshaw and company go to work when we come back.
Want to see my radio?
Brain Trust and producer George Finkel and director Jim Holmes in the truck. This is Sam Nover along with Len Dawson in the Astrodome. 6-3 Pittsburgh. Bradshaw begins at the 20-yard line. And Franco may have built that sweep for 1 yard and no more.
Well, I'll tell you, number 54 Bingham did a good job. And this man, 65, is doing a great job for a lot of years. Now, here comes the pursuit. Here they come, down the line of scrimmage. That's the way they're supposed to because they know Franco Harris is as good as anybody of cutting back against the grain. He's displayed that already today.
Franco and Rocky come out of the lineup, and the rookie, Rick Moser, number 39, and the second-year back, Sidney Thornton, number 38, come in. 2nd down, 9. This is Thornton. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage. How's that for defense? J.C. Wilson, number 33, is the man who shut off the sweep. And Pittsburgh continues to run the sweep, and Houston continues to shut it down.
Well, they ran to the left. That was stopped. They decided, well, we found out what was going on over there. Let's go to the other side. Now they found out that on the right side they play it just as tough. And they've tried it up the middle. That hasn't worked today.
Now Franco comes back with Bleier. 3rd down and 9. So Chuck Noll is alternating sets of running backs in this series. Lynn Swann has not caught a pass since he was injured early in the first half. Bradshaw throws it down the middle. Stallworth with a brilliant catch at the 45. He beat a triple team, running right into the teeth of the zone. John Stallworth, a great catch.
Well, that really was a great catch because they had 3 defensive backs back there to guard against the pass. They're in a zone defense, a little pressure, but Terry has time to throw. Gets it up top. You take a look at what a great catch is. This is concentration. Right there. The great thing is not only did he catch the ball, but he held on when he hit that hard synthetic turf.
What a big conversion by Bradshaw and the Steelers all the way down to the Houston 45-yard line. And so with 9:05 to go on a moving clock here in the 4th quarter, the Steelers clinging, and I do mean clinging to a 3-point lead.
That was really a big 3rd down play because even if they don't make any more now and they punt it away, Houston's not going to be in good field position.
Bradshaw wants more. Randy Grossman inside the 40. Bingham hits it there at the 37-yard line. That'll be a 7-yard gain and a victory on 1st down. I guess they consider 4 yards or more. The Steelers have had a lot of 1st down wins and a lot of 2nd down losses, Len.
Well, that's right, which is really unusual because when you get good 1st down yardage like they have here, it makes the 2nd down calls a lot easier because you can run, you can pass, you can play pass, you can do a lot of things, particularly at this part of the field down there. You can run reverses, which Pittsburgh hasn't done this year, but in the past they've been very successful with it.
Second down, they say 2 yards to go from the 37-yard line. Pro set backfield with Harris and Bleier. Franco gets it. First down. 10 out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So Harris picks up 7 yards. And the Steelers moving the football now. And the catalyst, of course, was the big pass from Bradshaw to Stallworth.
Well, I'll tell you on that one, Franco Harris made that play because it was designed to go inside. It was clogged up, but his exceptional quickness and speed, the acceleration that he gets, got him out to the outside enough for the first down.
Now the clock becomes a factor. 7:35 to go, fourth quarter. Boy, I'm glad you're watching this one. I couldn't think of any other place around the league I'd rather be today. I hope you feel the same about it. Bradshaw throws it out to Franco. 25. And he's knocked down at the 22-yard line. And again, Bradshaw wins first down with an 8-yard play.
I don't know who said that he didn't have good hands, but here's where it all starts and it all ends. An outlet pass, he had Lynn Swann hooking downfield, but Franco watches the ball all the way. Now he should think about putting it away sometime. He comes up with a big play on first down. Once again on first down, a big play. And I know where I heard that bad hands rap. That was from Houston.
Well, I didn't say he had bad hands. I said he doesn't have the best hands. He's not to be confused with Otis Taylor, the man you used to throw to. Let's put it that way. Franco on the pitch. Slows almost to a walk and then gets the first down, sticking his head inside the 20-yard line. And Bethea 65 and Reinfeld 37. And they just look like they're all tuckered out, Lynn. I mean the offense and the defense. They're moving in slow motion out there.
Well, I'll tell you why, because it's been such a hard-hitting football game. It's taking the toll out of all of them, both offensively and defensively.
Well, you met Mama Campbell at the beginning of our broadcast, the first time she's ever seen Earl play as a professional live, but of course she hasn't seen much of him because he's been out since the first quarter with rib injury.
Well, if they're superstitious, Earl might tell his mother, Mom, I love you, but please stay home and watch.
Don't do me any favors, huh? Boy, that was an incredible loss to the Oiler offense today. I can't say enough about it. And the Steelers leading 6-3. The Oilers still very much in this football game, and they've done it ostensibly without the man who's going to win Rookie of the Year and has a great shot at being the MVP offensively, Earl Campbell.
He sets the tempo for the ball game. He dictates what can be done because of his great running ability. The defense has to really key on him all the time.
So as I told you, first down, Pittsburgh at the Houston 20. Franco starts one way, now at the 15, the 10, and the 8-yard line. Harris on a misdirection started one way and cut it back himself. It's a play that Campbell runs very well also.
Well, I don't know if that was a design play or not, but there aren't that many fullbacks that's capable of doing that. Now he's been over 1,000 yards for the season. You can take a look at it. He's going, stops right there, plants, and he's got the acceleration right there to take off and outrun some people who can move very well. One is Elvin Bethea.
Well, Franco Harris has now joined Jim Brown as the only two players ever to rush for 1,000 yards or more 6 times in their career. An outstanding accomplishment by number 32 in white. Here's Bleier. And he gets maybe to the 7-yard line. It is not easy there. Robert Brazile, that outstanding linebacker of the Oilers. Washington 59 and James Young 77. The yards are hard to come by.
Well, that's really a magnificent feat when you think about it, that Franco Harris is able to rush for over 1,000. First of all, you have to be healthy enough to be able to do that. Jim Brown was a tremendous player. I played with Jim for 2 years in Cleveland. One of the things that I really was amazed at, in 2 years, he was never in the training room in 2 years.
That is a great football player, ladies and gentlemen, Franco Harris. Second down at the 7-yard line. Well, our machine is playing havoc with the numbers of the letters. Please don't pay any heed to it. Nothing doing there. Ted Thompson, number 51, and Greg Bingham, 54. And the Oiler defense has not quit. What an admirable quality about this outstanding Houston defense. They have been on the field for 35 minutes of this football game today.
Well, you can see right there, defensive end James Young, that it's taken his toll. He's tired out there, but if they can stop them here and let them only get 3 points or a 3-point opportunity, it'd be a great goal line stand.
Third down and goal at the 5. Bradshaw rolling, throws it in the end zone. Touchdown to Stallworth. The Pittsburgh Steelers have just taken a 12-3 lead over Houston as Terry Bradshaw has thrown a 5-yard touchdown pass to John Stallworth with Len Dawson, Sam Nover with the action.
Tough going, Sam, all afternoon. This is the first touchdown that we have seen. Pittsburgh has been down there before, coming away with 2 field goals. But Stallworth is a man who came up with a brilliant catch earlier to keep this drive alive, coming up with the 6 points that they need right now.
Well, the Oiler defense has played brilliantly all day. They've kept the offense in the game. Of course, the offense lost Earl Campbell early. They lost Mike Barber for a while. They lost Renfro. They lost Pastorini, but he still came back despite a rib injury. However, the Steelers now, with only 3:45 to play in regulation time, have taken a 13-3 lead in this tremendously important Central Division game.
Well, it's really important to both ball clubs because of the playoffs.
Kathy, what are you doing?
Minutes and 42 seconds left in regulation time. The Steelers have scored the first and only touchdown of this football game. A 5-yard pass from Bradshaw to Stallworth. I didn't think it'd ever come, Lynn.
Well, they were fighting and scratching all afternoon, and no one has really moved the football. The one big play, I think, in that drive was John Stallworth. In fact, Franco Harris, of course, did some fine running, but Stallworth on 3rd and long came up with a brilliant reception, keeping that drive alive. Otherwise, Pittsburgh would have punted. Houston would have been in good field position.
Here's Jarella. Kicking to Johnny Durden and Robert Woods. Short taken by number 31, Brian Duncan it is. And he brings it back to about the 37-yard line, so the Oilers with good field position. Don't forget, Bob Hope salutes the Ohio Jubilee tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Our good buddy Bob Hope pays a tribute to Columbus, Ohio's prestigious Ohio Theater on its 50th anniversary. Joining Bob will be Lucille Ball, Donnie and Marie Osmond, Ginger Rogers, and Vic Damone. And, of course, Bob Hope Desert Classic will kick off our golf season on NBC January 13th and 14th.
This is really a tough situation for Pastorini. He's going to have to throw. Pittsburgh knows this.
From the 38-yard line, he completes that to Coleman. He avoids a tackle. Coleman on the loose, gets almost to midfield. Good piece of running by Ronnie Coleman. Robin Cole puts him down. But that is a Houston first down, and now the clock is a real factor as far as the Oilers are concerned.
I'm sure he had an idea of jumping out of bounds if he could have, and that's what he should have done. Headed for that sideline to get out of bounds, because you're right, the clock is the villain for Houston right now. That's what they're fighting.
Burness 64 and Robin Cole 56 come out of the lineup as the Steelers go into a strict pass prevent. Incomplete intended to Coleman. Due to the length of our football game today, the Sperry NFL report will not be seen. 2:55 left to play here in regulation time.
What they've got to do now, Sam, is they've got to get a quick score because they're down by 10.
We'll get these scores to you before we leave the air. We're gathering them now, so you won't miss out on the final scores in case you joined us late. 2nd down and 10. Pastorini avoids the rush, throws it down the middle. Inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a gutsy Dan Pastorini out there because he really had heat on him.
There's the final. Dallas has just beaten New England by a score of 17 to 10. Let me run down the rest of them as I have them. 16 to 0. Miami beats Washington. Cincinnati clobbered Atlanta 37 to 7. Los Angeles edged the 13 to 3 lead, but Pastorini has driven them right back again. It is first down and 10 at the Pittsburgh 28. Dan's passing stats on the day. Over the middle, incomplete. Intending it for Tim Wilson, his fullback out of the backfield. And the Oilers with 2 timeouts left here in the second half.
You can see that number 7, Dan Pastorini, isn't happy with the officials because he thought that the linebacker was guarding or face guarding his his receiver, the fullback Wilson. Now, Pastorini is hurt. His ribs are bothering him. He got banged earlier. Now, you can imagine just when you're healthy, you can see right there that he thought that the linebacker was going for the man and not the football.
We're back live. 2nd down, 10. Pastorini deflected and almost intercepted. Jack Lambert, who had 2 interceptions already today, almost had a third. That tells it all. 13-3 Pittsburgh, 2:23 to go in regulation time, and it's 3rd down and 10 for Pastorini.
All right, 10 seconds elapsed on the clock. 2 plays run, so they do have time, but downs they are running out of. They've got to get a first down. They've got to get into the end zone. You know that defensive front four of Pittsburgh, they're going to be teeing off.
Here's the draw to Wilson. Nothing doing. Greenwood is there. Jack Ham, 59. And the Steelers played it perfectly, and now the Oilers stop the clock again with 2:14 to go.
Well, that's not the direction that I'd want to go if I were trying to make up some yardage on number 59, Jack Ham. If I were the running back when I got through that hole, I'd head up the middle or someplace else. The only problem is that Jack Lambert's in the middle.
Well, they need a field goal and they need a touchdown, Lynn. It's 4th down, 8 yards to go for a first down. Tony Fritsch is on to try to get the field goal. They'll worry about the touchdown Bum Phillips believes later, I guess.
Well, that's right. They'd be happy right now if they could say, you could go into overtime. We'll take our chances. They're right. They need 10 points. They need 2 scores, whether it's 1 touchdown and the field goal would tie it, and they would be happy with that right now, believe me.
Well, you saw that Seattle 40. Tony Fritsch will attempt from the 33-yard line. Pastorini to hold on a 43-yard attempt. Welcome, everyone, to the Houston Oilers Pittsburgh Steelers. Tony Fritsch attempting a 43-yard field goal. It is no good. He hooked it wide. The Oilers trail Pittsburgh by 10. They had a 4th down and 8, and head coach Bum Phillips elected to try to get the 3, Len Dawson, because obviously they need 3, then they need 7 to send this game into overtime.
Well, I'll tell you, there's only been 1 touchdown scored, and that was a 5-yard pass, Bradshaw to John Stallworth. It's been a defensive battle all afternoon long. Pittsburgh went up in front 3-0, and then Houston came back, tied the score with a field goal, and then Pittsburgh up by 3 more. Finally, just a couple of minutes ago, a touchdown, Bradshaw to John Stallworth. That was a big play because Houston needs this victory. They would have settled for a tie.
Well, we welcome the entire country to our broadcast. Sam Nover, Len Dawson, this is the Astrodome. And the Steelers will try to run the clock out now. The Oilers have but 1 timeout left, and the Steelers now will reach the 2-minute warning with the most comfortable lead that anybody has had all day, and the most, by the way, at 10 points, 13-3. So we've reached the 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh 13, Houston 3. Following NBC's football coverage, the wonderful world of Disney, and Bob Hope salutes the Ohio Jubilee plus Centennial, will be seen over many of these stations except for most Mountain and Pacific time zone stations, where they will be seen at their regular time. Pittsburgh has it 2nd down 11. Bradshaw keeping himself, gets it back to the line of scrimmage. And all the Steelers will be content to do now, Len, is to run the clock out. Seattle has gone on top of Cleveland 40-17, so the amazing Seahawks continue to remain alive in the playoff battle. This loss today, should it hold up, will put Houston at 9-5, and of course the Steelers clinch the AFC Central Division.
And the Steelers are looking for one other thing, the best record, because New England defeated. So that means now that the Steelers go back to Pittsburgh and play their games at home. We're talking about the playoff game.
Clock continues to run, 1:20 to go. Terry Bradshaw is in no hurry, as you can see, leading 13-3.
Oh, he's great. He went down to 1 second on that 30-second clock.
Bleier breaks it at the 40-45 and almost to midfield. Rocky Bleier with a Steeler first down up around the midfield stripe, and the clock continues to go, and that may have done it. I think the Steelers sensed that it did.
That's it. You know, Bradshaw did a great job because I was looking at the 30-second clock. It was 1 second when the ball was snapped, so he's utilizing as much time as he possibly can.
For those of you who joined us late, let me remind you of two very important things. Earl Campbell, after 7 carries for 42 yards, was injured in the first quarter, has not been back, a rib injury. And Franco Harris today became just the second man ever to rush for over 1,000 yards in 6 seasons. Jim Brown is the only other man, and he did it 7 times. Harris is over 100 yards for the day, over 1,000 yards for the season, and this ball game will end. I don't believe the Oilers can stop the clock, Lenny.
No timeouts left. It's all over. 10 seconds remaining. Pittsburgh winning the Central Division. And also they'll be playing the playoff games in Pittsburgh.
Well, as I said, there's no place I would have rather been. It has been a fabulous football game, a defensive struggle. The Steelers win it over Houston 13-3. Stay tuned. Immediately following these messages, we will join the wonderful world of Disney program Super Dad, followed by Bob Hope salutes the Ohio Jubilee and Centennial, to be seen over many of these stations, except for most Mountain and Pacific time zone stations, where these programs will be seen at their regular time.
Cindy Williams and Ross Hunter suddenly loved